Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jasodhanandana Braja Janaranjana. Jasodhanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jasodhanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Jasodhanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishubhat Paramamsa Paribha Jagacharya Ashotara Sata Sri Srimati Grace Esi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jayam Vishubhat Paramamsa Paribha Jagacharya Ashotara Sata Sri Srimati Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्तवृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्यामा कुंद राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय वृंदावन धाम की जय मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगा माई की जय जमुना माई की जय श्रीमती तुलसी देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय श्री श्री गौनिताई की जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथ सुभद्रा बलदेव की जय गौर प्रेमानंदी all glories to the Sambhavatis, all glories to the Sambhavatis, all glories to the Sambhavatis, all glories to Sri Guru Sri Gaurang, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Vasavutade Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvesesha Sunyavadi Paschata Vedatarine Sri Sri Gaurnitai Ki Jai Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan Ki Jai Sri Sri Jagannath Subhadra Baladev Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Skanda, 21st chapter, sloka number 71. Yoga Adesam Upasadya Dharayantaha Munivrataha Samahita Dhiyaha sarve etat abhyasata advritaha yogade samupasadya dharayanto munivrataha samahita dhiya sarva etadabhyasata advritaha yogade samupasadya dharayanto munivrataha samahita dhiya sarva etadabhyasata advritaha yogade samad upasadya dharayanto munivrataha samahita dhiya sarva etadabhyasata advritaha. Vaishnavis. Yoga Adesam. This instruction of Bhakti Yoga. Upasadya, constantly reading, dharayantaha, and taking within the heart, munivrataha, just take the vow of the great sages, the vow of silence, samahita, always fixed in the mind, dhiyaha, with intelligence, sarve, all of you, etat, this, abhyasata, practice, advritaha, with great reverence. Translation. My dear princes, in the form of a prayer, I have delineated the yoga system of chanting the holy name. All of you should take this important stotra within your minds and promise to keep it in order to become great sages. By acting silently like a great sage and by giving attention and reverence, you should practice this method. Please repeat. My dear princes, in the form of a prayer, I have delineated the yoga system of chanting the holy name. All of you should take this important stotra within your minds and promise to keep it in order to become great sages. By acting silently like a great sage and by giving attention and reverence, you should practice this method. Purport by Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. In the Hatha Yoga system, one has to practice bodily exercises, dhyana, dharana, asana, meditation, etc. One also has to sit in one place in a particular posture and concentrate his gaze on the tip of the nose. There are so many rules and regulations for the Hatha Yoga system that it is practically impossible to perform in this age. The alternative system of Bhakti Yoga is very easy, not only in this age, but in others as well. For this yoga system was advocated long ago by Lord Shiva when he advised the princes, the sons of Maharaj Prachina Bharishat. The Bhakti Yoga system is not newly introduced, for even 5,000 years ago, Lord Krishna recommended this Bhakti Yoga as the topmost yoga. As Krishna tells Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, 47th sloka, Yoginam api sarvesham madhyatena antaratmana Shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yuktatamo mataha. Of all yogis, he who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. The topmost yogi is he who constantly thinks of Krishna within himself and chants the glories of the Lord. In other words, this system of Bhakti Yoga has been existing from time immemorial and is now continuing in this Krishna consciousness movement. The word Munivrataha is significant in this regard because those who are interested in advancing in spiritual life must be silent. Silence means talking only of Krishna Katha. This is the silence of Maharaj Ambarish. Savai mana Krishna padaravindayor vachansi vaikunta gunanuvarnane. King Ambarish always fixed his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord and talked of him only. Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th Skanda, 4th chapter, 19th sloka. We should also take this opportunity in life to become as good as a great saint simply by not talking unnecessarily with unwanted persons. We should either talk of Krishna or chant Hare Krishna undeviatingly. This is called Munivrata. The intelligence must be very sharp, samahita dhiyaha, and should always be acting in Krishna consciousness. The words etadabhyasata drutaha indicate that if one takes these instructions from a spiritual master with great reverence, adruta, and practices them accordingly, he will find his Bhakti Yoga process to be very, very easy. Om Ajnana Timurandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Nama Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakam Vitanscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesya Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This is about the end of the chapter entitled Chanting the Song Sung by Lord Shiva. The stotra explained or chanted by Lord Shiva to the Prachetas is over, and he is now encouraging the Prachetas more and more to be very fixed up in reciting this stotra constantly throughout their lives, and especially Now they are going to the ocean to do tapasya, to start their life as a grihastha, as ordered by their father, King Prachinabhari. So this stotra is especially recommended because one has to perform tapasya with a full mind and intelligence fixed on the lotus feet of the Lord. So either by chanting the holy names of the Lord or by chanting this stotra glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, the tapasya becomes fruitful. If doing even very severe tapasya, one is not thinking of Lord Krishna, then the whole tapasya is simply a waste of time. The whole idea of doing tapasya is to fix the mind at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So therefore, the Lord Shiva is encouraging these prachetas, my dear princes, I have delineated this yoga system of chanting the holy name, and if all of you should take this important stotra within your minds and promise to keep it in order to become great sages. So that is the idea. One should always think of Krishna in order to achieve success in life. In this purpose, the Prabhupada has quoted from the 6th chapter, Yoginam api sarvesham madgaten antaratmana Sraddhavan bhajate yomam same yuktatamo mataha. Of all yogis, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service unto me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. So this chapter, 6th chapter, is entitled Dhyan Yoga. So what is this Dhyan Yoga? Dhyan means to fix the mind upon what? Upon whom? That is the whole idea. Bhagavad Gita is meant for us to understand who is the object of meditation, to whom we should fix our mind, upon whom, and what seva should we do, what should be our goal in life. This is all explained by Lord Krishna very clearly in the Bhagavad Gita. When Srila Prabhupada was starting his mission in America, he had some acquaintance with a person, Dr. Misra from India. Dr. Misra had gathered some followers, and he was teaching them how to do meditation. So many students at that time were interested or how to do meditation. This Dr. Misra is going to explain to us. So they went to some place, and there was a blackboard, and they were all seated in front. Dr. Misra was giving his lecture and explaining how to do meditation. So on the blackboard, he drew a circle, and in the middle of the circle, he drew a point, some point, dot. And he told the students, now you are going to meditate. Now fix your mind. You look at the circle and you fix your mind on that dot. That will be your exercise. That will be a perfect way of controlling the mind. So this Dr. Misra was not Krishna Bhakta, and he had invented his own way of meditation. So that is not the correct meditation. Meditation means, Krishna says, manmana. Manmana bhava mad bhakta, madhyaji mam namaskuru, and so on. So Manmana is in 2 words, Lord Krishna is giving the essence of meditation. You just think of me. That is meditation. Not think of anything else. That is not the way of achieving perfection. Meditation should be aimed at spiritual perfection, not just some bodily exercise or mental exercise. That is maybe part of it to some extent, but the ultimate object is to achieve perfection, spiritual perfection, fixing the mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. In the comment to this sloka, Srila Prabhupada writes that it is by great fortune that one comes to Krishna consciousness on the path of Bhakti Yoga to become well situated according to the Vedic direction. The ideal yogi concentrates his attention on Krishna, who is called Shyam Sundar, who is as beautifully colored as a cloud, whose lotus-like face is as effulgent as the sun, whose dress is brilliant with jewels, and whose body is flower-garlanded. In this way, Srila Prabhupada describes the object of meditation, Lord Krishna himself, the personality of Godhead, who is transcendently situated. He has all the qualities. He is all beautiful, all powerful, and he has all wealth and knowledge and renunciation. These are the qualities of the Supreme Lord. So he is the ideal object of meditation. He is not just an object. He is a subject. He is a personality of Godhead who responds according to the attitude of the devotee. Ye yata mam pravadyante tans tataiva bhajami aham. Lord Krishna said, according to your degree of surrender, I will reward you accordingly. So Lord Krishna is in this way reciprocating to our effort of fixing your mind upon his lotus feet. This is the system of Bhakti Yoga, which is superior to all other kinds of yoga. Lord Krishna, Srila Prabhupada writes, the culmination of all kinds of yoga practices lies in Bhakti Yoga. All other yogas are but means to come to the point of Bhakti in Bhakti Yoga. Yoga actually means Bhakti Yoga. All other yogas are progressions towards the destination of Bhakti Yoga. From the beginning of Karma Yoga to the end of Bhakti Yoga is a long way to self-realization. So it is like a ladder from the first step of the ladder, Karma Yoga, then making further progress, Dhyan Yoga, and Gyan Yoga, and the last step is Bhakti Yoga. That can be achieved also. There is a lift. So by taking the lift, immediately we come to the perfection of yoga, Bhakti Yoga, engagement in devotional service to the Lord. So that is the teachings of Srila Prabhupada as teachings of Lord Krishna to Arjuna. Srila Prabhupada didn't try to make some adjustment to the teachings of Lord Krishna. Like so many other commentators on the Bhagavad Gita, according to their own mind and own philosophy, they have changed the actual teachings and they have directed the readers and the students to some impersonal view of the absolute truth. Nor that the impersonal Brahman, that is also part of the absolute truth. But Brahmanohi Pratishtaham, Lord Krishna says, I am the basis of Brahman. Lord Krishna is the origin of Brahman. He is the ultimate destination of all the devotees. The devotees of the Lord do not deviate from that meditation. They are not interested in anything else but the lotus feet of the Lord. In the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is asking a question to Lord Krishna. He's asking, it seems that there are two types of transcendentalists, those who are devoted to you and also those who are impersonalists, who are trying to understand what is Brahman. But Lord Krishna answers directly to this, telling that Maya Vesya Mano Ye Mam Nitya Yukta Upasate Sraddhaya Paryayopetas Teme Yuktatamo Mata Teme Yuktatama Mataha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, those who fix their minds on my personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be most perfect. So this is a very clear answer given by Lord Krishna, because so many have different ideas. They are trying to understand the impersonal view of the absolute truth. But Lord Krishna says, in answer to Arjuna's question, Krishna clearly says that he who concentrates upon his personal form and who worships him with faith and devotion is to be considered most perfect in yoga. For one in such Krishna consciousness, there are no material activities, because everything is done for Krishna. A pure devotee is constantly engaged. Sometimes he chants, sometimes he hears or reads books about Krishna, or sometimes he cooks prasadam, or goes to the marketplace to purchase something for Krishna, or sometimes he washes the temple or the dishes. Whatever he does not let a single moment pass without devoting his activities to Krishna. Such action is in full samadhi. So some people may have their own idea about yoga or about samadhi, what is the last step in yoga. But Lord Krishna is giving the clear teachings to Arjuna, and Srila Prabhupada is repeating the same to all the students. In this way, we are able to make progress in spiritual life in a very secure manner, not being deviated by any other type of teachings or philosophy. If anyone is interested in impersonal realization, Lord Krishna says also, Klesho dhikatalas avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta higatir dukkam deha vadbhir avyapyate. For those whose mind is attached to the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. So who is not embodied? Everybody is embodied in this material world. The Sankaracharya has given commentary on this, giving some explanation that embodied means those who are in bodily consciousness. For them, deity worship and chanting Hare Krishna, that is very good. Let them be engaged in that manner, and then when they come to the transcendental position, not body consciousness, spiritual consciousness, when they have transcended the bodily conception, then they can enter into the impersonal Brahman. That is the explanation given by the impersonalists, Sankaracharya and followers. But This is not what Lord Krishna says, because we understand the impersonal absolute truth is the beginning. It is not the end. One may be interested in this impersonal realization at the beginning, but Lord Krishna says that Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Pravadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. One should become a Mahatma, the ultimate yogi, the greatest yogi. After many, many births, trying to understand what is Brahman, finally he will understand Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Lord Krishna is everything. And he'll fix his mind, intelligence, all his activities will become devoted to the Lord. And in this way, he'll become a Mahatma. That is the teachings of Lord Krishna. So, the teachings of Lord Shiva to the Prachetas are exactly giving the same emphasis on meditating on the personal form, qualities, leelas, activities, qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, Hare Krishna. And constantly reciting this stotra, the Prachetas will achieve perfection of life. They will achieve samadhi. They'll become perfect yogis, mahatmas, perfect munis. They will not be engaged in any material activities. They'll be simply engaged in Krishna consciousness by following this method of glorification of the Lord constantly. It should be done with faith, deliberation, intelligence, knowledge, and without any gap. It should be constant. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dhrudavataha Nasyantasya mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. Lord Krishna says to Arjuna that this kirtan, satatam kirtayanto mam, one should always glorify me. Without there should not be any break. Yatantasya dhruta, with great determination, dhrutavataha, great vow, like here I think also, dharayanto munivrataha, Lord Shiva tells, with great determination and observing a fixed vow without deviation. This is the same words Lord Shiva is giving to the Prachetas. One should be resolute in his intelligence, one-pointed intelligence, determined to always chant the holy names of Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namasyantasya bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. The impersonalist followers of Sankaracharya, they think that deity worship is for the beginners. Maybe they need that because they are in bodily consciousness. So they come to the temple, oh, very nice, very beautiful. They forget the outside world. They concentrate on the beauty of the Lord. So that is their consciousness is beginning to develop in this way, coming in contact with the deity, a beautiful form of Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Shyam Sundar. But when they are advanced in knowledge and in yoga, then they can give up. They don't have to come anymore. They can give up the deity worship and merge into the impersonal Brahman very easily, and that will their success. But Krishna says that Nitya Yukta Upasate, such a great devotee, perfect Mahatma, He is always engaged in worshipping me. These two words were used, Satatam Kirtantomam, Nitya Yukta Upasate, with great endeavor and deliberation. So there cannot be any doubt that the teachings of Bhagavad Gita are pointing out the perfect yoga system of chanting the holy names of the Lord, the describing, always thinking of the Lord and all his qualities and pastimes, as indicated by Lord Shiva to the Prachetas. That is why it has come into the Srimad Bhagavatam, because this is the prayer of Lord Shiva as taught to the Prachetas, is a very excellent method of fixing the mind on Lord Krishna without deviation. The perfect examples are many, but the Namacharya Haridas Thakur is the most perfect example of chanting the holy names of the Lord constantly. He used to chant 3 lakhs of names daily. That was his vata. And 1 lakh loudly, 1 lakh to himself, hearing the vibration from his lips to his ears, and 1 lakh silently. In this way, 3 lakhs daily he used to chant. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, you are the ideal devotee of the Lord. Some devotees are doing perfect achar. They are chanting the holy names very nicely, but they are not doing any prachar. And some others are doing prachar, that is preaching the glories of Lord Krishna to others. They are doing prachar, but their achar is not very good. But Haridas, you are perfect in both of these. You are perfect in achar and perfect in prachar. So that is the ideal devotee, Haridas Thakur, Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai. And how he was preaching, he was sometimes attending meetings. Like once he attended one meeting organized by a Zamindar in Bengal, and the discussion was about the glories of the holy names, and they were discussing within themselves about the glories of the holy names, and Haridas Thakur was also present. So Haridas Thakur told the assembly that the holy names of the Lord are so perfect, so pure, that even if you chant without attention, that is called namabhas. Abhas means shadow. Not offensive, but chanting, but not concentrating on the sound vibration, maybe because of diverting the mind and not being fixed up, or chanting Hare Krishna, sometimes just like somebody is falling down on the floor. Oh, Krishna, Krishna. He'll chant like this, falling down, Krishna, Krishna. So that is very good. So Haridas Thakur was saying, even if you chant in that manner, that holy name is so powerful, it will remove all your sinful karma. Papa karma will be completely wiped out, even by chanting this namabhas. And somebody in the audience was hearing this, and he was, what you are telling, how is it possible? Just chanting like this, without attention, namabhas, and all your sinful karma is wiped out? No, I don't believe. Why you are telling like this? That is not correct. I don't believe that. So I was not agreeing with Haridas Thakur, And so everybody became, participated in a discussion. Is it correct? What Haridas Thakur, is it correct? Or this man, is he correct? Who is correct? And Zamindar, also, the organizer, also could not exactly give the proper judgment. So finally, what the person who was against Haridas Thakur, he said, okay, now let us see what's going to happen. If whatever you say is false, then you will get leprosy. You will lose your nose. And if I say something wrong, if what I say is wrong, I will also, same way, I will lose my nose. So that is the challenge between the two. Nobody else could say anything else. So that was the end of the meeting in this manner. And then what happened is that the next day, this fellow who had argued against Haridas Thakur, he got a very severe type of leprosy, and he lost his nose. Everybody came to know about it. So in this way, the Haridas Thakur was preaching the holy names of the Lord, the glories of the holy names. And he had come to Jagannath Puri in the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Every day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was coming to him and giving some Jagannath Prasad. And they had interaction every day in this manner, discussing about the glories of the holy names. At one point, Haridas Thakur became quite old. He was much older, about 30 years older than Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was feeling a little weak. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to him and he's asking, so Haridas, how are you today? Then Haridas Thakur said, my dear Lord, I am not feeling well. I am not able to maintain my vow. Chanting 3 lakhs of names, I am not able to do that now. So in this way, Haridas Thakur was so much attached to the holy names of the Lord that he thought that if I cannot chant 3 lakhs of names, then what is the use of maintaining this body? That was his conviction and determination. And then shortly after, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came again and he kept his lotus feet on Haridas Thakur, and Haridas Thakur passed away from this world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his body and went to the ocean, telling that now the ocean has become sanctified by the touch of Haridas Thakur. So generally nobody should touch a dead body, otherwise he has to take bath. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought, now let me take Haridas Thakur, and they prepared a pit and Haridas Thakur was buried in this manner by the grace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Inasmuch as earlier Lord Ramchandra had done the funeral rites for Jatayu. So Haridas Thakur is the ideal chanter of the holy names of the Lord, and we can get inspiration from Srila Prabhupada and from such great devotees of the Lord who had made a vow to chant the holy names throughout their lives by remembering their lives. So are there any questions or comments? Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.